Oh, YouTube, what's really good? My name is Vivid, coach of the South Texas Save-A-Lies, and this is going to be the Week 5 team builder for the WBE VGC. We're still putting these out consistently. That all rhymed, which was not intentional, but if you're enjoying them, please let me know. Also, before we get into this, I would like to mention really quickly, we are streaming the Pokemon VGC ladder, the ranked in-game ladder on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're doing Series 6. It's been kind of tough for me. I think it's kind of funny watching me try to figure it out. If you're interested in that, it'll be the top link in the description down below. You can go follow me on Twitch, and like I said, we'll be live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Might be changing Friday to Saturday soon, but either way, we'll be live 3 days a week. Other than that, if you are new here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. A lot of my views are coming from people who aren't subscribed, and if that is you, I would love to have you along on this YouTube journey with me. Okay, let's just talk about the team. So our opponent this week is Dan, aka aDrive, coach of the Minnesota Vikavolts, and I like Dan a lot, but I really want to destroy Dan this week. I really feel like I have to destroy Dan this week. My record is not fantastic. We've not been performing well. Dan's team is really good. Dan has access to a lot of solid threats. I don't think Dan's matchup is super duper favorable. I feel like we have some really good threats that put him in like kind of questionable positions. But I mean, let's break it down. We'll talk about the team, and then you can give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay, so Dan has access to Max Blastoise, so Gmax Blastoise, Rhyperior, Togekiss, Bronzong, Alolan Ninetales, Alola Slash, so just like the typical Hail Core, Drapion, Rotom Frost, which was a new transaction for this week. Rotom Frost pairs with Ninetales as well. It gets access to Blizzard, so Ninetales and Rotom Frost can just sit on the field and both spam Blizzards, which is pretty valuable. Serena, Hitmonchan, and then Turtonator. Now, these Pokemon are all very good. The things that I think are the most threatening and the things I think absolutely have to come are the Togekiss. I think the Togekiss has to come just because it's so generically good. I think the Ninetales has to come. We have Weather. I think Dan, I think he's also brought it every week too. It's really good because it can always, you know, just threaten setting Aurora Veil, but also he needs to override our rain. The Drapion has to come because our Psychic Core tears through his team otherwise. Like just the combination of Indeedee Reuniqueless tears through his team otherwise. I think the Serena has to come. It's really strong here. It's very good against a lot of our threats. It's really good against Seismitoad. It probably Oko's Pelipper with Power Whip is my guess here. High Jump Kick is going to do a ton to our Duraludon. So those are the 4 that I'm kind of like locked in. Like those are the 4 I think have to come. If I had to pick 5 and 6, I would say probably Blastoise comes, and then maybe the Rotom Frost. He picked it up at the end of week 4 before week 5, so the week before we played. So maybe the Rotom Frost comes. That's kind of like my thought process there. I don't think the rest of his Pokemon are super fantastic here. All right, so now let's discuss our team. This week we're bringing sort of like a good stuff mode of our team where we're trying to bring the 2 flex pieces in Amoongus and Duraludon that can really slot in on any 4 we bring, and then the Psychic Spam pair, and then the Rain pair. This is, I think, probably like one of the best modes my team has access to. All of these sets were really well optimized. Like we ran a bunch of calcs to land on these EV spreads. This is probably the most optimized my team has been built so far. But yeah, let's talk through this. So the Amoongus set here, Yachi Berry, he has a lot of ice spam. We're not like super duper weak to ice spam, but Amoongus is a Pokemon that I think really threatens Dan. So just giving it a Yachi Berry, making sure it can always live a Blizzard from Ninetales, or it'll super live like a Freeze Dry. I think it'll live Freeze Dry into Freeze Dry from Ninetales pretty easily. Ninetales special attacks, that's not super fantastic. We'll always live like a Blizzard from Rotom. We don't live Blizzard into Blizzard, I don't think, but we're always gonna live a Blizzard from Rotom. And then just the sets here, Sludge Bomb being our best damaging move this week. Dan has 2 fairies, so Sludge Bomb's gonna do good there. Spore, pretty typical. The Rage Powder, we went through direction. I'm just gonna move along. We understand why these things are good on Amoongus. But yeah, again, the EVs here are just like the 140 plus like boosting nature and Spadef gave us best rolls for ice type attacks, and then this defense number here is like pretty relevant for living max rock falls from Rhyperior. That's the Pokemon. All right, the Duraludon here is Assault Vest. Again, we have enough Spadef here to live. I'm pretty sure this was calced for, I think it was calced for freeze dries and blizzards. We're really like pretty bulky this week. We're living a lot. We don't have much speed investment this week. We're just trying to creep a min speed Togekiss that's trying to creep a min speed Duraludon. Dan's team overall is generally slow. I think his fastest Pokemon being the Alolan Ninetales, which is like a base speed of 109. We also didn't need a ton of speed to we didn't need to try to outpace certain Pokemon because they don't threaten us that much. Like if we wanted to speed creep like max speed Togekiss, we could, but it doesn't make a lot of sense seeing as Togekiss almost always comes bulky this week, I think. I think Togekiss is kind of forced to come bulky. Like I don't think Crit Kiss with a ton of speed investment makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, so Duraludon just really kind of like putting him to the test of, can you just break this thing, or can I get up like multiple layers of Spadef boost with max flash cannon? I don't know if it's steel spike, max steel spike, and then we just have good coverage all around. Thunder because we have access to rain. So the Indeedee set here is kind of typical. We're not spec to outspeed Drapion just because outspeeding Drapion with Indeedee doesn't get us much. Or not outspeeding, but speed tying Drapion doesn't get us much with Indeedee. Focus Sash, we always live a hit, which isn't like kind of a concession here to why we didn't need to speed tie the Drapion. Like we always live one hit anyways. Expanding Force, the typical attack here. After you really being able to pair with our Amoongus or our Reuniqueless here, like if we don't see Drapion on their side of the field, or if we've already killed the Drapion, just like after you, Expanding Force from Reuniqueless can do a lot. It can pick up KOs a lot easier than just Indeedee's Expanding Force can. Ally Switch for the utility of it, Protect because Protect. This Pelipper is Choice Scarfed. It is specifically the speed EVs here are to always outspeed Drapion, which is his second fastest Pokemon, and to always underspeed Alolan Ninetales. So Alolan Ninetales that is sort of EV'd to outpace, I don't know what it is on our team specifically. Like Alolan Ninetales should always be EV'd to outpace one of our Pokemon. I don't remember which Pokemon it is off the top of my head. I feel like it's probably Indeedee. No, it's not Indeedee because we always outpace Drapion. Either way, these speed EVs should always underspeed an Alolan Ninetales that has speed investment. So we can, if we lead Pelipper Seismitoad and he leads Ninetales Sandslash, let's say, we end up with Rain Up and he doesn't know we're Scarfed, which is pretty big, honestly. The attacks here are just like standard. In a pinch, we can go for a Choice Scarf Tailwind to get a speed advantage either way. But yeah, Weather Ball. A lot of people have been asking me about Weather Ball. Each week, Weather Ball just looks good on its surface because it's 100% accurate and it's only 10 base power less than Hydro Pump in rain. So each week, Weather Ball has looked reasonable. If we were ever to bring a bulky Pelipper set, I think we would just bring Scald. Hurricane because good stab, spammable, and that's the Pelipper set. The Reuniqueless this week is pretty generic. We're just max here. There weren't a lot of roles that were improved upon vastly by dumping into defense and special defense. Like Dan has a pretty decent mix of special attackers and physical attackers. So just making ourselves generically bulky by dumping it all into the HP stat, one, makes Reuniqueless a better max target because we get a lot more health when we max. And then just the max special attack because we want to be hitting as hard as possible. Expanding Force here. Focus Blast is just the thing that hits Drapion the hardest. I historically do not have a good time hitting Focus Blasts, but Focus Blast is the thing that hits Drapion the hardest. And then Flash Cannon here. Dan has a lot of fairies. This could have been Energy Ball as well, but we landed on Flash Cannon. Expanding Force will do decent damage to anything. Like Expanding Force will do decent damage to Rhyperior. Flash Cannon's also super effective against Rhyperior. Like Energy Ball was a thought, but we have so many things so many other Pokemon that like check the Pokemon that Energy Ball is good against, that just having something to sort of like spam against his fairies made more sense here. And finally, we have the Seismitoad set. The Seismitoad this week is max attack adamant. We want to be doing as much damage as possible. The Life Orb to boost that damage output even more. And then this HP and special defense investment is just like freeze dry calcs. There's never a world where we live like grass moves from Serena. There is a lot of worlds where we live freeze dries from Alolan Ninetales that isn't like choice specs. I think this specific spread lets us live one freeze dry while max. I don't think we live two. But yeah, and the HP investment here is the minimum amount required to live a non-boosted max Quake from Rhyperior. So these are the sets I feel good about this week. These are optimized well, I believe. The EVs, we put a lot of time into it. I think we have a good shot. I think Dan really struggles with Duraludon here. I think Dan struggles with Amoongus here. The thing is, he has decent answers to like the Rain Core and the Psychic Core, but he doesn't have fantastic answers to both of them at once. Like if we just lead in DD Reuniqueless, which is sort of either leading in DD Reuniqueless or leading Duraludon and Amoongus is like the plan for game 1. We've established that. He doesn't have great answers if we lead in DD Reuniqueless and then just put Pelipper Toad in the back. That I think could put a lot of pressure on him really quickly. But this is it. This is the team. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'll be streaming on Twitch. If that interests you, it'll be the first link in the description down below. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new here. Leave a comment letting me know what you think of the team. And that's it. That's it. Like the video if you're enjoying this. But my name is Vivid. I'm kind of done here and I have to leave. Okay. I don't normally wave when I leave. What am I doing? Okay, bye. Do I? Oh, you made it to the end of the video. That's dope. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more from me and make it to the end of those videos, there will be a video here and a video here. This one is a video that I think is really good, and this is what YouTube recommends. So you should watch one of them. Okay, thanks.